As winter's frost gives way to the first hint of spring, the world of anime greets us with new binge-worthy stories. From magic-infested worlds to characters that stay with you long after the screen goes dark, there's something for everyone this season. Welcome, fellas. Today we're diving headfirst into the latest anime shows airing this winter. So grab some hot chocolate and let's jump right in. Number 10, The Unwanted Undead Adventurer. For a decade, Rent has been relegated to hunting low-level monsters like slimes and goblins, earning meager amounts of coin. As fate would have it, the 25-year-old adventurer with little to no talent in his profession discovers an uncharted path in the labyrinth of the moon's reflection. This path leads him directly into a dragon's lair, where he's swiftly devoured. Miraculously, Rent is resurrected as an undead skeleton. Faced with his new existence, Rent is determined to evolve into a ghoul, a form that retains flesh, allowing him to disguise himself and possibly return home. But it's never that easy, especially when the world around him starts to take notice of his unnatural appearance. With a tornado of conflicting feelings, will Rent be able to become human again? Number 9, Chain Soldier. In a twist of fate, Yuki Wakura stumbles into a demon city, a gateway to a world where women who consume peaches gain unique abilities. This is the world of Chain Soldier, where Yuki, a down-in-the-dumps high school boy, finds himself in the midst of a battle against monstrous beings known as Shuki. Here he meets Kyoka Uzun, the leader of an elite squad tasked with fighting these monsters. Despite the empowering peaches being exclusive to females, Yuki's encounter with Kyoka leads him into the world of the conflict, challenging the norms of the world where female superhumans dominate the battlefield. As Yuki explores his new life, he must reconcile his newfound role within a squad of monster hunters, discovering his place in a society turned upside down by the emergence of Mato, a demonic metropolis filled with disaster and intrigue. The caveat? He must get a reward for his services, often delivered to him on a silver platter by the female squad around him. Number 8, Ninja Camoi. Joe Higan is a man once shrouded in the shadows as a ninja, who sought solace in the serene countryside of rural America with his family, escaping the violent ties of his past. Peace is a fleeting luxury for Joe, as his former life catches up in the form of ruthless assassins from his old clan, unleashing a bloody vendetta upon him and his loved ones. In the wake of tragedy, Joe rekindles the flames of his ninja prowess, adopting the mantle of Ninja Camoi, fueled by a burning desire for retribution. It won't be wrong to call Joe the anime version of John Wick, as he takes it upon himself to cleanse the world from any baddie that might have lent a hand in the death of his wife and child. Number 7, BIgiri. Thrusting us into a world with delinquents, the story takes us to Arajin Tomoshibi, a student who finds himself in a complex conflict linked to an old friend. Arajin reunites with his childhood friend, Matakara Asamine, only to be dragged into a confrontation with some of the toughest individuals in town. Pretty normal so far, right? Then out of nowhere, a Jin named Senya arrives, making Arajin's already chaotic life a disaster zone. Now, armed with a new layer of the extraordinary, Arajin must navigate through the complexities of life, secure a girlfriend, and stay on top of the baddies with his little to no charisma. And with all the masculinity in the air, that doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. Will Tomoshiba Arajin lose his virginity first, or will things start to take a turn for the worst? BIgiri is here to answer that for you. Number 6, A Sign of Affection. Welcome to a tender love story unfolding between Yuki Itose, a college student with hearing impairment, and Itsuomi, an upperclassman whose paths cross with Yuki's in a fateful encounter. Initially, Yuki doesn't harbor romantic feelings for Itsuomi, but as they spend more time together, she starts to see the world through his eyes, opening her heart to new experiences and emotions. Itsuomi's persistent and gentle advances help Yuki step out of her comfort zone, leading her to rediscover herself along with her feelings. Along the way, Yuki's initial apprehension gives way to a deepening connection with Itsuomi, challenging her perceptions of communication and intimacy. As their relationship evolves, Yuki finds herself embracing the possibility of love and affection. The choo-choo train is rolling into the station, folks, and Yuki has grabbed the first-class ticket.
いつおみさんの言うこと、一直線に心のど真ん中にキュンってくる。
Number 5. The wrong way to use healing magic. We've all hoped to get isekai'd at least once in our lives, but that thought has never crossed Usato, who ends up getting caught in an incident that completely changes the course of his life. Accidentally dropped into a land of fantasy and magic, Usato, who was initially thought to be useless, now finds a unique affinity with healing magic. Now, reawakened with masochistic tendencies, the healing maniac will use everything in his power to protect the ones he holds dear. He must act like his life depends on it. If an arm breaks down, just heal it. If a muscle gets overworked, heal it. If some hot chick wants to help you train by sitting on your back, let's let this one pass.
毒で体の中を傷つけられていくならそこから治していくだけだ。
Number 4. Tales of Wedding Rings.
よくわかんねえけどこうすればいいんだな。
Meet Sato, a young man who has been secretly in love with his childhood friend Hime. When Hime reveals she must return to her world to engage in an arranged marriage, Sato impulsively follows her, only to find himself in a fantasy world where he interrupts her wedding with a prince. In a twist of fate, Sato ends up marrying Hime, making him the Ring King, a hero destined to save her world from the Abyssal King. As the new Ring King, Sato learns that his powers are linked to his marriage with Hime, but their union is merely formal, leaving him nearly powerless. To unlock his full potential, he must marry princesses from other kingdoms, each possessing magical rings. Thus, a game of Pokemon Go ensues, with Sato at the center, meeting new princesses, making things better with the current ones, and eventually expanding his harem. Number 3. Okado girls are super adorable. Okado, Japan's northernmost frontier, becomes the setting for a charming tale of unexpected romance when Tsubasa Shiki, a typical Tokyo teenager, finds himself relocated. Amidst the snowy landscapes and the unique dialect, he encounters Minami Fuyuki, a gal unlike any he has ever met before. With her dazzling smile and unapologetic vivacity, Minami takes Tsubasa under her wing, showing him the ropes of Hokkaido life and pulling him into a whirlwind of adventures. As Tsubasa explores this new terrain, he's not just facing the cold weather, but also the warmth of new friendships and the heat of budding romance. With each encounter, he discovers that Hokkaido gals, with their charm and boldness, are indeed super adorable. But as he falls deeper into the gal culture, Tsubasa finds himself pondering a critical question. Can a city boy truly keep up with these unstoppable forces of nature? Only time will tell. Number 2. Delicious in Dungeon. Dungeons are supposed to be scary. They challenge your senses and beliefs at each corner. But when you're traversing into these spooky labyrinths, how do you sustain yourself? Sure, you can bring food from the outside world, but deep exploration calls for an ungodly time commitment, and food can significantly impact your overall bulk. So when Laos and his party's journey began, the goal was simple: to save his sister Fallen, who was swallowed by a dragon. It only seemed common sense to survive by eating the monsters they encountered along the way. Now, with the help of a dwarf named Senshi, who's skilled in cooking dungeon monsters, they set their foot on a culinary exploration, turning their perilous quest into an adventurous gourmet expedition. Number 1. Solo Leveling.
岩を突き破る強力な一撃を食らえ
In the shadowy expanse of a world where gates to dungeons suddenly appear, Jung-Sung Jinwoo finds himself as the weakest of the rank E hunters. Not just any hunter, but a hunter of no renown, barely stronger than a normal human and perpetually at death's door in the dangerous dungeons. That is, until he barely survives the infamous double dungeon, only to find himself cursed with a mysterious power that brands him as a player, making him the only one who can see an interface that guides him like a game. Now, armed with the ability to level up in strength, Sung Jinwoo transformed from the so-called world's weakest hunter to a powerhouse, unearthing the secrets of the dungeons and the true nature of his abilities along the way. With every quest completed and a monster defeated, Jinwoo's power grows, attracting the attention of friends and foes alike. As he uncovers the dark truths of the gates and their origins, he realizes that the stakes are higher than mere personal growth. The fate of the world might just rest in the balance of his leveling up.
駆られる覚悟ができてるはずだよなって聞いてんだ